how to build skills. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about how to build skills. That's what came to me today. I realized that one of the hard skills that I've learned in the past 2 years is editing videos, making videos, editing them. I'm not going to talk about how to edit videos. I'm just talking about how I built that skill. And the only reason I realized it is it kind of hit me like a smack in the face one day. I was commenting on one of my own videos on another page I do where I talk about the economy and finance and how we can fix it. It's called Sad Money. And check it out if you want. I'm not necessarily saying you have to. But I made a comment and I said, bro, whoever edited this video deserves a whoever edited this video deserves a pay raise. And in the comments they go, I'm bro. And it's just a silly comment. And a comedian I know DM'd me. And he said, hey, I saw you said you edit your own videos. It was one of my friends and someone I know, and he's like, would you want to, edit some of mine for some money? And I go, oh, wait a minute. I guess this is kind of like a hard skill that people need. And then I was like, man, I have built this skill over time without even really realizing it. Like I didn't start editing videos to make money off of charging people or building a business around it. And I'm not doing that now. I don't have the time to do it. I'm really focused on making videos and content that I care about. But it made me realize how I built those skills. And I took a step back and I went, man, how did this even happen over the last year or two? And that's why I wanted to talk to you guys is like, the same steps I took, I think you can take in pretty much any field or even art form to get good at that skill. This isn't really about money. I'm not really talking about how do you make money with the skill. It's just how do you build that skill. I think one of the first things you can do is get an education, right? But the cool thing about today is we got the best university in the world, YouTube University. Harvard, move aside. IIT, move aside. Oxford, Cambridge, we don't need you anymore. We got you, YouTube U. You can learn anything on YouTube. You can fix your AC unit. You can learn how to carve into mahogany wood on YouTube. You can learn how to edit videos. That's what I did, is I just started learning how to edit. I looked up, okay, how do I use Adobe? How do I punch in? And you don't even need to use Adobe. There's open source free tools, and you can learn and start with the open source free tools. And just start watching videos. And what I would do, and I would suggest this, is learn one thing a day, one skill, like how to export a video, right? Or how to do this one little small thing, and then implement it that day when you work on it. Just do the one thing that day. And then the next day you learn another skill, right? How to make a caption. It sounds stupid, right? Like these small things. Or how to do keyframing. And then you implement that. And you start stacking these skills over time, right? And sooner or later, you're gonna get pretty good at what you're doing. I would say it really only takes about 20 hours, 25 hours to start to feel like you're in the groove of anything. 20 hours, like we can find 20 hours. We can find 20 hours to work on something. Again, this doesn't have to be in a week. That can be in a month, 2 months, but we can do that. And then you start to feel like you're understanding the tools and the skill set. So get educated and do it in a free way. You don't need to buy courses. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do those types of things. Maybe with comedy, like I know with comedy, like something that helped me is like I took a class from a mentor. I would say the second thing is find a mentor. There's a great guy, Rick Chrome, legendary comedian, actor, musician in New York. He was one of the first hosts at the Comedy Cellar, if you've been there. amazing talent. He's written one of the longest running off-Broadway shows, The Musical. And he had a class. So like when I was starting doing open mics and stuff, I'm like, I don't really know what to do. There isn't much of an education for comedy on YouTube, but that's okay. And I took his class because I heard really great things from certain people. And I heard there's a lot of integrity. He wasn't trying to write in someone else's voice, and he was trying to teach you about the art of comedy. And that helped me, but I think it wasn't even the course. It was more so developing a friendship and a mentorship with Rick. And I'm so lucky to consider him like a mentor today. And I can ask him questions about the industry or certain things on stage, how to develop your voice, your stage presence. Having a mentor is very helpful. It's not the first thing you're gonna get. You just kind of develop it over time as you start to navigate in your world. You know, and then there's other comedians out there who helped me like a little bit. I don't keep in contact with Tim, but I remember Tim Dillon helped me out a little bit. This was many years ago, before like, he was always very funny and he was very good in New York. This is before his show took off, but shout out to Tim, he helped me. He would also always say, quit comedy and get a mortgage and a wife. He would say that to everybody in his own way. But he was helpful. Like, he was very helpful, very kind to be able to do some of those things, you know, when we were like talking and stuff. But I would say those are some of the skills. They're the things you need to develop those hard skills, and then practice. It's just an everyday, man, I've made thousands of clips. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do here with these videos. I'm not trying to, you know, necessarily clip things up and like do this attention farming type of stuff. I'm just trying to be myself, you know, and practice this is practicing being myself, honestly. Finding topics I find interesting, talking to you about them. But like with something like editing, I would make a clip every day. I've made thousands of clips. It's crazy to think about how many videos I've made and worked on and like the levels of progression there. And you look back, I look back on my early ones, I'm like, they're garbage. They're ass central. But they've gotten a lot better. And if I were to keep investing time and talent into that skill set, it would probably continue to get better. It's not necessarily where I want to be spending my time right now, but it's like any skill, you can get better at it by like working on it. So just keep practicing. And then from there, develop a network similar to mentorship. Meet people, talk to people. And the last thing is kind of like, I would say, put yourself out there. Really put yourself out there. I did it in a joking way where I was commenting on my own video. But if you start networking and meeting people, you can start to get to know other people in your field. If you're trying to make money, how they make money, how to get business. Just put yourself out there. Don't ever feel bad about putting yourself out there, because everyone's had to do that at some point. And I think if you do all those things, you're gonna build some great skills. I know you can. And tell me what you think. You know, tell me about some skills and how you build it. I'm actually interested in hearing a little bit about that. Again, this isn't about the money. This is about building a skill set. And if you're ever interested in seeing me at a show, I've never plugged stuff, but I do shows every week. Come see me at the Music Inn with some of my friends. We do music, comedy, everything. I would love to see you. Don't feel obligated, but yeah, build some skills, and I'll see you next time.